season, and I'm very lucky to be joined by a former Varsity Cup player, now playing his strike with the Cheetahs, BITDEFENDER, to chat a little bit about the Varsity Cup and his rugby career, and a big shout out to MPL. As part of our Varsity Cup campaign, we are chatting to some of the former players about their experience with the Varsity Cup and exactly how it is a pipeline to professional rugby. First of all, Currie, thank you so much for giving me your time, and how are things, and how's training going and everything?
Hi, Steve. Thanks for having me. It's been tough. We've basically been in a bit of a pre-season since our last game overseas against Oyena. Having a pre-season here in Bloem, it's 35 degrees, so it's tough. But we're almost at the end.
Yeah, a very interesting concept to have a pre-season kind of mid-season. Sort of that sort of starts in the beginning of the end of the seasons must be quite different. But we're going to get into that in a little bit. But before I want to go into that and what's happening now, I want to throw you right back to the beginning of your career, because it's safe to say you haven't had the most orthodox sort of journey into where you are now. So can we start right at the beginning? I believe went to school in Potchefstroom, and sort of from school to playing for Pucker, where did it all begin, and sort of what was the kind of journey to Varsity Cup?
So like you said, bred there in Potchefstroom, and I got a bursary. Malusium Tetwa offered me a bursary to go play there. Basically just started there from under 19 when it was still the Puck. Started playing there under 19 levels, onto Young Guns, Varsity Cup Young Guns. Under 21 with the connection with the Puck and the Leopards, so under 21 Leopards and Currie Cup there, and then from 2016 started at a first glimpse of Varsity Cup, but I got an injury I think in early part of the season, so I just thought I had a bit of a taste with it, and then only got back at end of 2017. Basically just climbed the ladder there at university. And then 2019, after the Varsity Cup season, I got a call to come join the Griquas. Obviously accepted, had a wonderful stint there till end of 2021. And was very happy to get the call from the Cheetahs, from Alvis and them. So and so far just been enjoying it here at the Free State.
Yeah, I think very interesting, as you said, going from, Potch obviously a very good rugby university, but the Leopards sort of playing sort of Super Sport Challenge and sort of Premier Division, so it's not necessarily known as a rugby powerhouse from a professional point of view. So what was your experience getting involved in sort of the Young Guns and stuff, and knowing that Varsity Cup, which was relatively established by the time you got there, was sort of a genuine avenue to something more?
Well, the Young Guns was great. I think luckily now they, like you said, they were established. They at that time we only played, the Young Guns weren't fortunate enough to play an entire season. They were played in divided into parts. I think we played like 3 or 4 games maximum, and then I think the top guy in the pool would play semi-final, final, and stuff. So it was a shorter competition, but it was nice to getting started there. It gave you that just bit of a start to play that type of rugby, and it was nice.
And sort of the university environment. The big thing, obviously, before sort of Varsity Cup happened, people go to university, they play rugby, but maybe not sort of the professional extent it is now. Now we're seeing coaching staff, and teams of people behind. What's this? Give us a bit of an insight. What's the environment like when you start at Potch, for example, and you're within the younger setup and that sort of group? What's the kind of environment like compared to, say, for example, the school environment, which is also very professional these days, but obviously would have been quite different back then?
No, it's very professional. I haven't been back at the HPI and everything there since they've changed it. They've actually they've revamped the entire setup there. It's actually even bigger and larger than NWU at the moment. So, but you've got everything there. Some of the top facilities, and you've got world class coaches there as well. I mean, if you look back on all the coaches they've got Robert Dupree, Jonathan McQueen, they've got great coaches there that take you under your wing. So when you get there, it's what's the word, like you feel over in over your head. Everything is so massive, and you get there, it's you start with lots of tests, and you as a schoolboy aren't used to that. So it's fitness tests, strength tests here and there, and then pre-season it just starts accelerating, and you have to quickly find your feet. And just you get that notice and say, yes, you gotta raise the bar here and start. You actually in a professional kind of a setup. So it's kind of tough, but nice in the same way.
And when you started at university, was professional rugby always the goal, or was this kind of, I've got an opportunity here, I can get myself a degree, get myself a qualification, and whatever kind of happens with rugby on the way happens? Or were you quite determined that when you arrived, no, this was the career you wanted to try and sort of carve out for yourself?
Yeah, no. So so it started. Every boy has a dream. If you want to play rugby, you want to play at the highest level. So it started when obviously with the bursary and stuff. You think, okay, I didn't get a contract after Craven Week to play at a professional union. Like the Bulls, Cheetahs, and whichever, and so then you go university, Varsity Cup. Okay, that's my next step. And then you just think, okay, well, let's get it, try and get a degree. Obviously, you need to you have to bring yourself options, get yourself a lot of options. So and then it starts by trying to be the best when you get there, try to be the best player at the pick or at your level, and start I don't know, climb the ladder somewhere. So you do have the dream to go to a professional union, to play Super Rugby, to play URC, and then you just need to.
And is there like almost a sort of sense, because obviously now, especially that a lot of universities align themselves with the unions, and you have a lot of, for example, Lions players playing for your Wits and UJs. Is that sort of sense of, you need to now prove yourself against these players who maybe did get contracts straight out of school, and they're kind of, affiliated with the provincial unions already, and it's almost sort of a sense of you now need to prove that you're not only on the same level as them, but you can actually outplay them. Was that quite a big driving factor for you?
Yeah, definitely. So, like you said, playing against UJ and Wits, and obviously Tuks, where a lot of the Tuks players are young, junior level bull contracted players. So when you're playing against those guys, you obviously see, I can try and compete on this level, and it kind of brings the best out of you. And it's about any tough kind of competition will definitely bring the best player, the best out of you. So it definitely drives to that, and plays a big part for that. Yeah.
Right, and then was there a moment? I always like to ask people, like, was there a moment, either in a game or in a season, was there a moment where you suddenly felt that you're performing at this level, that actually that you can do this, that you can play at a high level, that you can actually make breakthrough? Was there that sort of defining moment, and sort of how did you sort of go from there to then actually making that next step?
Well, it came a bit later for me. At the Varsity Cup, when I started playing Varsity Cup 2016, then I felt like, obviously with the type of pre-seasons you have, it is tough, and you get to a physical level that you can feel like, wow, I can definitely have an impact, and I can provide an impact. So in the games, when you started playing, then you feel fit, you feel strong, and now you're playing against players that like a Bulls contracted player who's playing Varsity Cup, and you feel, I'm definitely at this level. So it does come a point where you feel like, this is a turning point. This is where I can make a mark and put your name out there.
Right, so then you get a contract to go to the Griquas, which not a traditional rugby powerhouse in the country, but always sort of known as a side that sort of punches above its weight. What's that kind of environment as well like? I mean, but a lot of people sort of think about these unions as places where players who swim is like yourself maybe didn't go the traditional route, type thing, and also and sometimes it's kind of a combination of players looking for that stepping stone, and sometimes players whose careers maybe start off really well, faded off, haven't made it unions, they kind of find themselves. What's that kind of environment like? A lot of players who are probably all feeling that they need to try and prove themselves at the next level.
So there is a mixture of players there, like you said. There is some bit of all the players that got sent there for get a bit of game time, or like not cutting it completely at the bigger unions like the Bulls or whatever. So there are players that get sent there, not to try to revive their careers or whatever, and then you get a lot of Varsity Cup stars joining the Griquas. And now I've just been checking this year as well. They've got a lot of talent there at the moment as well. So the Griquas and Pumas as well, like you said, two unions that punch above their weight. They also try and become also a bit more of a force to reckon with in the to try and get to the bigger unions, get a better competition and everything. And they're starting to get noticed, I think, for me.
Yeah, look, I think the defining moment is obviously the Griquas Pumas Currie Cup final, which was so cool to see from a Saturday rugby perspective. But you mentioned that sort of getting to the bigger unions, and maybe even to a certain degree, people now, want to try and find any way to sort of put themselves, out there. Do you almost sort of feel when you're playing for the Greeks, for example, and you play against a Bulls or a Storm and stuff like that, or even just the entire Currie Cup campaign, do you kind of feel just sort of trying to put yourself in that shopping window, trying to sit there saying, listen, I'm here, if you're looking for your URC squads and stuff like that, I'm ready for that level?
Well, there have been a couple of games we're playing against Griquas, and they're playing Bulls at Loftus, and we've won games there. We've played playing Lions, and it's always like you're going to this thing like you're the underdog, like you have that underdog mindset and mentality. So you kind of want to go in there and give them a surprise or a shock or whatever. You're going there, all guns blazing, if you can say it like that. They say the most dangerous thing is the underdog. So they always know they're going to bring a fight. So I think it's tough if you're a bigger union and you're going to play against the Griquas. I think the best thing to do is never underestimate them.
Yeah. Especially in Kimberley, which everybody talks about being one of the toughest places to play in the country. Before we go into the sort of the Cheetahs journey, so you now sort of made it in that sort of space. So what would your advice be to a young player who maybe doesn't get a contract, for example, doesn't even maybe get a scholarship, but believes that they can play at that level? What advice would you give them in terms of looking at the Varsity Cup as that stepping stone, as that opportunity to get that exposure?
Yeah, I think definitely give it a try. Like you get a lot of people that studying is not for me, and obviously you need to study to play Varsity Cup. So you get a lot of people say, I just want to play rugby. I study. I won't be able to study or whatever. I think there has to be a moment that you have to make that decision. It will definitely better you as a person and as a rugby player, because it's going to bring the best out of you. It's going to challenge you physically, mentally. But I think that is a great route to choose, instead of just trying to get a trial at a union, because there's so many players at unions at junior level at that moment. So if you're not one of that players that get contracted out of junior level, so definitely a great route to take for Varsity Cup. And try to take the road from there. So I would definitely encourage it.
And I mean, you've been involved, you've gone on the road, you've gone to Varsity Cup games, you're part of that sort of vibe, and it's amazing how, at times we've seen bigger crowds at Varsity Cup games than you do at sometimes provincial and Currie Cup games. What do you think the role of Varsity Cup is within South Africa, not only just from a player point of view, but just to sort of grow rugby as a product? Because it's so, for the casual fan who mostly watched as, the 12 Springbok games a season. All of a sudden, you're now at a university where you've kind of got a bit of an affinity to that team. You can go and watch the person you're going to lectures with. Those are fellow students, stuff like that. What is that kind of sort of that relationship you have with, or that people have with the Varsity Cup, where you've kind of got that almost sort of tribalism of that's my university, that's my mate playing, and that kind of thing.
Brings, it's fantastic. I mean, it kind of supports this, they got the idea with the college teams, like an NFL college, and there's just the amount of, it brings fun, it brings, it's got this sort of character towards it, it's energetic, and obviously students can have a joy watching the games, and like you said, people you're studying with, lectures, and people come and watching the game, and it's grown so much over the past couple of years. I can just say it's also a place where they test new rules that they want to implement in the game from Sorro's perspective, and it's actually fantastic, the amount of young players, and actually, if you can look, Springboks they've brought up. So I think it just speaks for itself, the impact it has on South African rugby.
Right. So you talked about sort of step ups, as an example. You go to Griquas, you're playing Currie Cup, you have a couple of good seasons, and then you get the call up to go to the Cheetahs, who are in a bit of a strange scenario at the moment, not playing in the URC. You used to play in sort of the Pro 16, but have been extended an invite and are playing in the EPCR Challenge Cup, which you guys are doing very well in. And I suppose another step up, isn't it? And all of a sudden you're going from players who are trying to make it to playing next to a Ruan Pinot, for example, a France Sustain. You play players who've won World Cups. What's it like suddenly going from that kind of environment of players who are trying to make it to an environment where there are players who have made it, and yet there's still that couple more steps, but now all of a sudden it's a whole different environment. You're going overseas playing games, for example. What was that sort of step up like?
Well, for me it was almost part of a dream come true. So a lot of people probably don't know this. I actually was born and grew up as a Cheetah supporter. So it was getting the call to come join the Cheetahs was actually blew my mind. And then starting, like you said, playing against with Ruan Pinot and France Sustain. It's you just learn so much from them, and I think it just gives you that extra bit of a boost, if I can put it like that, just to try and play better, be a better teammate, leader, trying to bring the best out of you in that type of way. So it's incredible what having a player like that, and different, better team environment, and what it can do to you as a player. So it definitely,
So, I mean, you mentioned those two players, and I'd like to sort of just follow on to that. I mean, those players have played at it doesn't get any higher. You sort of start to think after you've been playing fresh rugby for 7-8 years. How much more is there to learn? But what is it when you go to these sort of this environment with these guys who have played there? How much more can they teach, and what is it that they convey and the way they go about it that makes them so special?
It's just, I think, experience, like the experience they have, calmness in any type of situation in the game. Like when you're playing overseas, you kind of feel also like overwhelmed. We have a lot of players that you also get a lot of players that haven't played at that level yet, and suddenly you're playing against Toulon. You're playing against. I think they've probably got 6 World Cup stars in their team, even if it's not more. Sergio Parisa and it's having those players next to you, and just even if it's a small thing like, hey, don't worry about it. Let's just be calm, take a breath, do your next job, whatever it is. Small moments like that. It just. I don't know, just it brings the calmness into you. Just know put you on your way. That no, let's just work on doing the next thing better and better. And yeah.
So you mentioned something like playing like a Sergio Parisi, for example, and playing when you go, especially now in the Challenge Cup, and you play against some top quality sides. Are there moments where, I wouldn't say starstruck, but you sort of, you kind of run into the field, you kind of look up, and all of a sudden you see, these superstars that you watch on TV and stuff like that. And does it sometimes almost be quite intimidating to sit there saying, I can't actually believe I'm here about to take you on for the next sort of 80 minutes?
It's definitely. You sit in the almost not in the coach. Well, obviously you read the team list and you see the names, whatever, and then warm up comes. You walk out of the cloaks. You have a glance over the other side of the field and you see, wow, there's like I said, Sergio Parisi, and looking there. Okay, this is the guy I need to compete with now. I don't know. Then suddenly warm up's over. You get into the cloaks when you just before you head out on the field. You standing next to him in the tunnel, and then now you know this is the moment you're heading off. And I think then from then on, it just I wouldn't say like if that moment comes and you sort of go into an autopilot, like the adrenaline just takes over, and this is do or die now. You need to. Obviously you have your job and your goals and set out whatever you've got your game plan, and then you just follow that, follow your game plan, follow the structure you need to follow for the set out moment or set out for the game. And then, like I said, sort of you go on autopilot. You know you need to do this every moment as its time as its moment on the field that you need to execute, and basically. You lose focus of whatever who you're playing against. You just focus on your job you need to do.
Yeah,
so
I really
you kind
enjoy
of
that.
Get lost in that.
Yeah, that idea of autopilot. Kind of once the whistle goes, it's kind of just another rugby game. It doesn't really matter who you sort of play against. But let's talk a little bit about the Cheetahs, because as I mentioned earlier, very interesting scenario. They had a tough couple of years. Obviously, winning the Currie Cup last year was phenomenal, and I'm sure must rank as one of your sort of the highlights in your career. Let's actually talk about that a little bit. Winning the Currie Cup, a lot of people talk about the fact that it's changed so much over the years and stuff like that. But I mean, the oldest domestic competition in the world. Just what is that feeling of getting the mug, holding the trophy, winning? What a lot of us grew up thinking is like the best trophy to win. What was that moment like? Was that one of those sort of like all the hard yards, the route you took and everything all becomes worth it when you kind of sit there lifting that trophy?
It definitely was. If you could take it back to year before that, it was one of my first almost chance to play then in a Currie Cup final, semi-final. Then got injured. So this year or last year was definitely kind of not a redemption, but just getting that delayed. Kind of a prize for what you've been working for 2 years now. So it was definitely like such a sweet feeling. Obviously dreamt of winning a Currie Cup. When that final whistle went and lifting the cup, I think that a lot of people don't find the words to describe it. Actually, I don't have my English vocabulary. I don't have enough words in my English vocabulary to give you the correct elation that I had for that. Yeah. It was definitely the highest point in my career, thus far. And
well, hopefully, I like the this far thing. Hopefully, plenty more to go. And also, obviously, there's the whole trend that when the Cheetahs win the Currie Cup, the Boks win the World Cup. So we appreciate you guys putting the good omen out there.
Haven't proved it wrong yet. Eh?
Yeah, exactly. So in a couple of years' time, you're still the Cheetahs. We know what we're all expecting from you. But so now EPCR. Let's talk a little bit about how difficult this is as a competition, given the fact that you're not playing regular rugby, that you're having to find additional sort of games. For example, there's the whole 208 challenge, which I think has been a nice addition to be able to play levels at a high game. But I mean, for example, you played your last game in, I think it was January. And now your next game is in April, and you're going into a playoff game. So, and all the other teams are kind of ramping up the business end of the season. They're kind of tying up their domestic leagues. They're competing quarterfinals, finals. You're not in that situation. How do you guys get that balance right? And how do you manage to replicate the closest thing to that sort of match level. So by the time you get to, I think, by the time you get to that playoff game, I think last 16 game in April, that you're ready.
Well, like you said, it is tough. The EPCR isn't. We're not at a. How can I say? Like you said, the other teams they playing URC top 14, English Premiership. They're playing all that type of competitions in between. They're playing at that competitive level the entire way. We have to go back now and play. Like warm-up games, for instance. So next we're going to be playing a warm-up game, and then we're playing SA Cup. So the SA Cup is basically our preparation for the game against Clermont. So we're playing. I think we Welland Cavaliers. We're playing Leopards. It's not at the same level. So unfortunately, so we don't have that. Type of competitive games and to get us ready for that, but we have to train. We have to train at a higher level then. So that requires us to train at a higher level. Train, do more contact training, do more game plan at a higher intensity. And in this heat in Bloemfontein, it's not easy.
Yeah, I can imagine.
So we definitely riding uphill, so it's definitely tough. But at the end of the day, we need to do it. As I say, success is never easy. So if we have to prove, the other SA Rugby or EPCR or whatever we need to prove wrong, that we need to be at a bigger competition or have better, like being included in a type of URC or whichever. We're going to have to grind it out and like take the high road, the not easy road. Like we're going to have to.
Yeah, well, I think as someone who's never taken the easy road, I think that's a very good point. So you talk about the challenges and stuff like that, and obviously this is always quite interesting when you sort of speak to somebody who's played at different levels and stuff like that. But people talk about the challenges of being a professional rugby player, and I want to talk about your partnership with MPL, who are making this possible, and they are partners for the Varsity Cup, and they're obviously giving a lot of support to a lot of athletes across the country to make sure that they are sort of making their dreams come true. Can you just talk a little bit about your sort of partnership, your relationship with them, and kind of the role they play in your sort of everyday sort of preparation and everyday life as a rugby player?
Okay, so I joined MPL. It's almost been 2 years now. I think we're in the second year now, it's been fantastic for me. Obviously, they've just been growing from strength to strength, and the type of like collaboration you have with them, like they almost treat you like a family, like like I said, they've even joined.
Right, so everyone, welcome to Forever Rugby Beyond Forever Sports for our second game of the day. MATIES versus UJ. MATIES, by the way, you just had kick off and they are on the attack. And tell you what, you're not going to miss too many of these UJ players in that bright orange. But a very, very good start early on here for MATIES, an attacking scrum and looking pretty good. But they've conceded a penalty. So we're going to settle into the game. We are down, they are down in Stellenbosch at the Donny Craven Stadium. By the way, our coverage being brought to you by NPL, who are Nutritional Performance Labs. That's what it stands for. And they're bringing you the best in supplements and other sports products and stuff like that along those lines. And we'll talk about them a bit more in a bit. But big shout out for them for powering the stream over here. And you can see there the ball carrier going below the horizontal there. We'll go through the teams in just a bit. Just sorting out some team lists and stuff like that. And then we will be good to go. But a couple of players to watch out for. Check out Sasko and Glover, who's leading the Wit side tonight. He is a former junior Springbok and very, very solid player. I think he's actually a former junior Springbok captain, if I'm not mistaken. And a free kick from the line out there for Marty. So not particularly good work being done by UJ. Opting for the scrum here are MATIES. It is a free kick, not a penalty. So it's either scrum or tap and go. Or they can go to the boot. UJ slightly heavier in the pack weights, both under 900 kgs, but not far off. So pretty big packs. Very interesting to see. It's a big scrum from UJ. In fact, they've won it. That's a really, really good scrum. That's a nice big carry. I'll tell you what, keep your eye out for the UJ inside centre. He's had a proper start to the tournament. Very big ball carrier. Now back to the inside go UJ. Good work from them early on here. Putting a lot of pressure on Stellenbosch. Now the big man there at the back there. Baldwin Hansen at fullback today. Plays for the Lions. Marcus there, the inside centre. Solid work from him. Now drifting outside there. Good work from Lamini. Oh dear, a little bit of a slip of the voice there from the ref. Never on side, so usually got a penalty here. Just trying to sort out my team list, which is now not saved. Doesn't help with anything. UJ taking the points here, which is not what they've characteristically done so far this season. Rowan Marcus, the UJ number 10, will look to get his first points of the day underway. And right in front, no issue for him whatsoever. They do get it does open his account. Good work there from UJ to get themselves into a good position, take the points as well. So quite a few Lions players in this side. So watch out for Baldwin Hansen, Prince Nkabindi, for example, Haka Pullman in that front row. All Lions contracted players. Sean Moss with the restart. Good take there from Lamini. Not the biggest man as Lamini, but he's a solid ball carrier. Deceptively, I think, is probably the way to put him. Now back into the pocket to Marcus. Right, now Baldwin Hansen in the 15 jersey, usually plays in the wing. Has he been taken out there by one of the large players? Apparently not at the core. Good work there from Mayor Retief. Gives inside to Malone Nell. An advantage here for Martins as well. Jean Master with his pink shorts. Big tackle that came from Prince Malia. Quick ball there coming from Mikhail Fulmore. Inside ball, there goes David Marais. Battling into the 22 is the number 8. Now Master going inside. Getting his hands with the tackle as well. It's a brilliant offload. The locks combining and just short is Taste Kittoff. Now Fulmore gives it away to Lonell. Lonell's over. What a try that is for MATIES. Brilliant stuff from them. I mean, Lonell will get the try, but that is proper work being done by John Masters and the two locks there, Gray and Kitsoff. Good handling, good intensity, and they're eventually through. And it's the perfect start. And no issues there from Mossa, as you'd imagine, from that kind of range. And the perfect start from MATIES. Deep restart, and it's a good take there from, I think it's Marais. Big ball carrier. Looking to keep ball in hand, your MATIES. Haven't kicked it just yet. And Mostert going down the left-hand side. So still trying to round out of their own 22 on MATIES and doing it pretty well, must be fair said. Now eventually Mostert deciding to go to the boot. Right, UJ, it's a good take there from Fulmore, who will mark it as well, the number 9. And Bolden Hansen this time will mark it as well. Just trying to slow things down there are UJ. MATIES, bring die gears in die vries. Oh, one of the signs out on the side there. Always looks like a good time at the Darnie Craven Stadium. I think I need to go down there and actually go watch a Varsity Cup game there. We saw a really impressive scrum early on from UJ, where they actually managed to win the ball over. So with their own scrum, I reckon that they'll be thinking of a penalty here. Right, and another free kick. They're going to take a quick tap here. Bolden Hansen. No, so they called the scrum and then decided, no, they'd actually rather take the quick tap. Maybe a bit of mind games that from UJ. And they knocked it forward. So if it was 9 games, it hasn't really worked. Brendan Fenter from Springbok Royalty there is the starting inside centre. Right, so let's see how they cope with the scrum. Good set there. Much better scrum. That's from MATIES. And Fulmore comes off the back. There goes to John Mostert. To Topley. Out wide. Good work there from Mayor Retief. And it comes inside, does Ryan Manuel. And a penalty at for UJ. And it's really good work from Dlamini. I've almost done this bloody team list, which was done earlier and then didn't save. So, but we've got it now ready. Penalty, UJ line. Yeah, well, obviously. Duh. You guys not paying attention? Yeah, come now. Right, and it's a pretty messy line out there. And it's been left behind and kicked ahead by Fulmore. They'll go back for the knock-on. And my scoreboard's not updating, so I have to go update it manually. The 7 points to 3 is the score so far. And it's been 13 minutes in. But they're going to go to the back of the line out. It's a good take. I think it's Van Buren's gone up and taken it for UJ. Now back to Machas. Machas got good pace. Offloads away to Dlamini. Dlamini goes to the boot. Bolden Hansen's coming through. Bolden Hansen's coming through with a lot of intent. And Fulmore, that's brilliant work there. I tell you what, there's UJ backline. There are some stars in the net. So watch out for them. They're going to be very, very lethal tonight. If they get some ball in hand. I mean, Bolden Hansen he's played, I think he's even played at URC level, actually, for the Lions. So a couple of really good players in that UJ side. Which is why it's been so weird how they've really struggled so far. Pretty similar territory so far from Martins, but UJ into the 22. It's a good take there from Apiadu. Looking for the rolling more are UJ, but Sono there, the scrum off in case they need to take it out. Still going, there's more. Look at that more. How is that for? And they're still going, still going. Surely they're going to go over. They are over. What a more that is. That is massive. Swato, I think, will get the try in the end, but goodness me, that's been probably the best more we've seen all Varsity Cup so far. It is Mehmet Swart, his 4th Varsity Cup try, and I would wager most of them coming off the back of a rolling more, but that's really, really good. Yeah, UJ rocked up tonight. They really have. Off to a good start here. Which is good to see, actually. I really didn't want to. I didn't really fancy coming and watching another blowout win. Malchus for the second attempt of the evening. Gets the 10-second call from the referee on the kick clock. And no issues there for Malchus. And UJ will take a decent lead, 10 points to 7. They'll be quite happy with the way they've started. And Kabamba Flores, who coaches Martins, will be frustrated at the lack of any of the momentum at that more. Being a forward himself, we'll take very proud of him in his forwards. And I think that's been touched, by the way. That's a brilliant kick from Baldwin Hansen. I think it's been touched by Mayor Retief, and I think this will be a UJ line-out. So all of a sudden, the momentum from UJ. It's a great kick, and it just completely gets it wrong. So it will be a UJ. To be fair, I feel like he had to go for it because it was borderline 50-22 territory anyway, so it kind of would worth the risk. But anyway, it is the UJ scrum, the scrum line-out rather, just outside the 22, basically on the 22. And it's a bit of a messy lineup, but it's come away, and it's the debutant. The big man there at inside centre, Tenga Mafene. Ball comes a bit loose. Right, Malchus, what can he conjure up? Goes to Dlamini. Dlamini shows and goes. Probably should have gone to Baldwin Hansen, who was outside of him. Pick up and go. I think that's Lamini. Another pick up and go. This time it's the big man, Skuman. Now the try scorer there, Swart. Now Malchas looking for options. Ball over the top. Braces it. It's a big hit tackle there on Galada. The call obviously came. He was very ready for it. Now pick up and go. Prince Nkabindi. Now the locks combining there. It's Van Buren to Kutsia. They lost a bit of momentum here, UJ though. Malchas goes short. Once you get to Skuman, who's powering through the big tight head. Driving those legs. Down the right-hand side, Malchas. Looking for the offload. Gets away to Saskotlam. It's Ndlovu there. What a play he is. Now then, Hako Pullman. Powering into the 22. This is really good work from UJ. Now on the right-hand side. And Malchas, I think he gets away with the knock-on because he managed to kick it. No penalty advantage coming, or knock-on advantage coming for Wits. For MATIES. Still in the last game. Bolden Hanson's going to go back and fetch it. And he's happy to take it on. Not sure it's the right decision from him. I think they, I'd say conceded a penalty. Really, really poor that from Bolden Hanson. Backed himself. Probably shouldn't have backed himself. Really good work in the end from Brendan Fenter. And he fell right in front of Eric Basson, who's probably the #1 player you'd like to pick to be in that position. Given the fact he's got number 6 on in the back of his jersey. And whenever you see a South Africa number 6 with a scrum cap, you know you're in trouble. You know exactly what they're going to do. John Master finds a really good touch finder. So far, been a really tight game, this. Not much in it at all. God, it's not the best line, but it goes to Basson. And then on the right-hand side, and it's gone forward there, I believe. So whilst he thinks it's over, Sia Ingumalanga forward there, I think it was his captain actually, Matt Graykin on the right-hand side there. Prince Nkabini deciding didn't need to put in the effort for the tackle, given the fact that it was a knock-on. Right, we've got time for the Suzuki strategy break over there at the Varsity Cup. So in the meantime, we're going to talk a bit about our sponsors, the MPL, who are powering the stream. Big shout out to them for helping us bring out all the Varsity Cup action to you. And this is some of the products. You can get 100 Rand off, by the way, if you take the link in the description as well as in the chat. 100 Rand off your order. Go and get involved there. Big shout out to them. And this is some of the products that you can get yourself with using that 100 Rand off. Right, hello and welcome to Forever Sports. And Right, we're back from the strap break there. Welcome back, people. And yeah, 7 points to 10 is the situation at the moment. Marty's scoring an early try, but UJ hitting back. They've also got a penalty. So started pretty well, you have UJ, but they're inside their own 22. They do have a scrum, so an opportunity for them to try and get out of the 22. Right, and another pretty big scrum. Marty's, I think, getting in a bit of tendency there. It's available for Ndlovu, who fires it out to Malchas. Right, deep there. Right, now options for Mayor Retief. He's got a decent amount of pace. Wants to go himself. Lamini slips the tackle, but in the end, it's Creel who makes it. And Fulmer wants to go himself. Getting across as Creel to make another tackle. Obviously, he's decided he needs to do everything, as everybody else keeps slipping the tackles. Big tackle that now. March still on the front foot, though. Now goes to Mostert with the back of a man of the match performance from him. Now Basson, it looked like a high tackle. It is a high tackle. Coming from Gallardo. Really good work this year. Lots of pressure coming from Marty's, and then Mostert's down. And yeah, just going there and being told that yeah, so warning to the captain for that high tackle. So I need to just try and tighten up the discipline here early on. Will UJ? I was impressed with their reaction to that try from Marty's, getting themselves back into the game quite well. And we're checking to see if there's any foul player. Pass there. It's a really, really good pass. And it's a ball to Christian Fox who made the pass initially. And over he goes. NWU Eagles on fun. I think it'll be alright, Will Gallardo. Just busy posting on the social so we can get some people into the chat here. Okay, onto the head is the chat. So slipping in, so there does seem to be a bit of mitigation. Yeah, red card down to yellow card because there's a bit of mitigation, but there will still be a card. Right, so Gallardo is off for the next 10 minutes, so that won't help things at all for UJ. So frustrating for the men in orange. They're down to 40 men for the next 10 minutes. We've just gone past 22-minute mark of the game, so still pretty early on. You're down in Stellenbosch. Right, Marty's looking to try and retake that lead. Ngobelanga, who's holding at the back there, needs to remain disciplined, try and stay in that more, which is going right towards the touchline. Fulmore, I think, is going to have to try and take this. No, they've reset and they've gone short. He's actually offered it, made it available for Fulmore. Back on the angle. That's really good. Well, I think it was Lonell searching for a second try. And now I think they're over. They are over. Good pressure. Not great defense, but good pressure from Marty's. And it's Lonell with the double. Well, there we go. Yeah, initially was a good tackle, but this way, yeah, you gotta do better. Yeah, no, come now. You've got to do a bit better than that. It can't be that easy, unfortunately. And 10 seconds there from John Mostert, and he's pulled to the left. Not his best kick, and from the fly half, but 12 points to 10, so a 2-point game at the moment. Nice and close so far. Good work though from Low. Now that's the second of the day, and UJ. That's the last thing they kind of needed, isn't that? Yellow card. Can see the try as well. Now they've still got 8 minutes left on that yellow card, so a long time ahead. By the time they get back to a full contingent, they'll be well into the last 10 minutes of the half. Good take there from Devet Maria off the kick off. The big number 8's been quite highly involved so far. Fulmo going to Master. Once again, Marty's not looking to kick it, and he's at the behind. Turned over the ball, and Glover's come away with it. Pretty poor pass, but eventually finds its way to Creel. Creel slips the tackle of one, then eventually gets held up by Gray. Show and go. Big carry there came from Van Buren. Strong carry there coming now from Apiadu. Now Malchas gives the pass. Goes to Prince Nkapindi. This is where he's so good. Comes inside. Presents it well. Gets away to pass two. And Pullman goes in the direct route there. Prince Nkapindi once again. And he's so strong on the tackles in Prince Nkapindi. And there's space there. Bolden Hansen was asking for it. But Skuma's going to go straight through. He's just short. And pick up and go. Easier to like. Really good pressure there from UJ. That's a fantastic try. And it's a really important time to score it as well. And Tintin Fene will get a try to his name. And UJ back in front. That's his 6th Varsity Cup try. I tell you what, he's powerful as the inside centre, Tintin Fene. Cup of tea. That's what he's asking for. His 6th Varsity Cup try. He knows where the try line is. Now Malchas, pretty difficult to kick this. He's 2 from 2 so far. He needs to start this in the right and just kind of bring it back in. And now he's completely hooked that. So that'll sail into the night air and will not change. Right, 12 points to 15. UJ responding really well. In theory, no change from a score perspective in terms of the margin. They have coped with the yellow card by scoring that try. Right, deep restart into the hands of Baldwin Hansen. Immediately goes to the boot. Deep restart there. And then Mayor Retief, he's looking to go right. I think he's going to kick. No, he's going to run himself. Oh, he's been hammered. Absolutely hammered by Pullman. He bounces off him, to be fair. But Master goes short to his captain, Gray, and he's been caught up, and he's going to be a monster to the ground. Good physicality, this from UJ. They're up for it. Now, Aiden Topley. And it's a knock on there. It'll be a scrum for UJ. Knocking on in the contact there was Amal Burton. Oh, I'll tell you what, how's that for a big call? We are 27 minutes in and March have replaced their entire front row. So here comes, and it's a good front row to bring on, to be fair. Willem van den Heever, Vernon Matongo, and Corne Wielbach. So they realize, obviously, that there's a bit of pressure on there. I don't know if this was maybe pre-planned even to a degree. So a little 25-minute outing, and that's interesting, because now they're going to have to play a good hour. Or we'll get 50 minutes on, 53 minutes of rugby with that replacement front row. Corne Wielbach has obviously already played for the Western Cape. I think he's had a cup match to his name. And Gallard has got his scrum cap back on. He'll be on within 5 minutes. And look at that. Look at that. Immediately is a huge scrum from Marties. But they do manage to use it. Malchus, not too many options there. Just sort of dabs it over the top. Mayor Retief will run onto this. Goes to the boot. Keeps it nice and flat. And eventually Malchus appearing. He returns the favourite on that left-hand side. And I think he's nailed a 50-22, by the way. It's a brilliant kick anyway. I think the ball boy might have snarled him a bit, actually. Ball boy putting the ball on just in front of the 22. But it's a brilliant kick from Malchus. He's not particularly big, is the UJ fly half. But tell you what, he started the game really, really well. Seems to be quite a quality operator. All the way back goes to Jean Mostert. He can't go kick it on the full, so which I think he's done. He has done. He's made a mistake there, Jean Mostert. And that'll be a line out for UJ inside the 22. And if UJ can make this count, then they could have actually extended the lead whilst having a man in the bin. And you can see the frustration on John Mostert's face. 31 points in the last year's edition of the Varsity Cup. And look, I mean, UJ have not been bad in the Varsity Cup. I mean, they've had some close results. They're just searching for that first win. And I think this, if you get a win tonight, this would be a bit of a catalyst. And they go short. And they get bundled out. Didn't really work that. It was a bit of a strange decision. And It's a good take there. Willem van den Heever's first line. It's the big man, David Marais, with a number 8 in the back of his jersey for Marties, carrying it up as we hit past the half-an-hour mark, and Jean Mostert will clear. Getting away with that earlier mistake, and that's not a bad clearance. But UJ still with good momentum here, just outside the 22. We'll look to try and make this count. That's a pretty poor line there from UJ. So a couple of mistakes here. Lion Marty's back to build some momentum. They got a knock-on advantage. Aiden Topley fires out to Mayor Retief. Mayor Retief wants to run and gets over the tackle of Lamini. He struggled a little bit with his defense today. Now Matongo, the big loose that's just come on. Nice tackle on him from Ndlovu. Still with advantage though, so I think it might be a penalty advantage. No, the advantage goes. Now Mostert. Bit of a slip there from Baldwin Hansen. Man from Amanus. And he goes to the boot. Not a bad, it's a pretty good kick. In fact, he'll find touch inside Marty's territory. And the main thing I think at the moment is that UJ have, they were 3 points ahead when the yellow card began. They're still 3 points ahead, and the yellow card's got less than 30 seconds remaining. So he is up, is Gallardo, ready to come back on. UJ trying the 10-meter line now. Malchas options was to go inside. Prince Kabini's been hit hard and lost ball forward as well. That's poor work from the wing, really. DeVet Marie now comes away with it. Trying to rip in the tackle as Malchas. From Moore goes to Van den Heever, the replacement hooker. And it was crawling there, so they'll go back for the knock-on advantage. It will be a scrum for MATIES. They've just brought on a replacement front row, so they'll be looking to try and find a scrum penalty here. Right, here he comes though. So Gallardo's back on, and UJ back to a full contingent. This is MATIES' final home match, by the way. Their next 3 matches are all going to be away. They will travel to UWC, so not too far. Shimlas and CUT. So a game in the Cape and then 2 games in Bloemfontein for the Maroon Machine. Big scrum that from them. There's the penalty advantage. Fulmer's going to go down the blind side. And gets over the tackle of his opposite number. So on the 10-meter line here, John Monster going into scrum off. Van den Heever, the hooker. And the ball's been ripped to the tackle really well by Skuman. And no, it's not released as the call. I thought that was quite a good win on the ground, actually. Right, big decision here for MATIES. They could definitely take the 3, and I think that's what... No, they're going to go to the corner here. Jean Monster will look to find touch. Not the best touch finder from him, but it is a touch finder nevertheless. They're into the 22, so an opportunity here for MATIES with 5 minutes left on the clock of the first half to try and get a lead before half time. Sporting a good mullet there is Skuman. Appreciate the work from him. All over the top from Mars. They get it completely wrong there. And Skuman, I tell you what, he's built like a flippin' tank. They turn the ball over here, have UJ. Looking to run it out as well. I'll tell you what, we've seen them go coast to coast before in this Varsity Cup. Baldwin Hansen is one of the reasons they can do that. The great offload. Dominic got the pace. Has he got enough? He's brought down in the 22. What a move this is from the UJ. Still going. Prince Kabindi gets the offload away. From the hands. Malchas. And it's going to be into the corner. That's try of the season. That is phenomenal. UJ take a bow. My goodness, that is sensational. What did I say? As they're doing this, they score the most ridiculous tries in this competition. They've just scored another one. Maritz Swart will be the one that finishes it. But my goodness, they have won a line out from inside the 22, and that is the definition of coast to coast. Oh, the offloading, the support play, and then Maritz Swart into the corner there. That is absolutely filthy from UJ. Filthy, filthy, filthy. And Baldwin Hansen, look at this run from him. Bang, comes in the inside. Look at the pace from him. And just that, the weighted pass. Good work there from Dlamini. He almost had the pace. It was a good covering tackle in the end. But the recycle here, Prince Kabini gets away from one. Pops it up. I mean, the work rate there, because that was Van Buren that got there. Then it goes to Malchus, who gets the offload away to Swart. So really good work from the forwards to give themselves the options. And that is try the season contender. And that's interesting. The shot clock just ran out on Malchus, so maybe a bit poor from him there. It was a difficult kick for him. Nothing that was guaranteed at all. But 22 points, by the way, because that's a 7-point try anyway. So 22 points to 12. UJ lead by 10 with 2.5 minutes left on the clock. And I'll tell you what, if I'm Ivan van Rooyen watching Bolden Hansen doing that, I'm going, yeah, there we go. We can continue to be in our plans for the Currie Cup moving forward. Goes straight to the boot off the kick-off there. Does Bolden Hansen. He's got a really big boot. Does find touch, but they take it quickly. Does Mayor Retief. To Vet Marais, then goes to Jean Mostert. Jean Mostert, little chip over the top into a bit of space. Just trying to be a bit of territory there. Does find touch. We've got a couple of shirtless lads with the Maties paint on them that do not look very happy with life. I've seen chaps who have had sported bigger smiles at a rugby game before. And then a mistake there from UJ, so a free kick and about 90 seconds left on the clock. Yeah, I think the UJ just need to get into the half time. They've called for the scrum here. Marty's desperately trying to get a late penalty. Whether they'll take the points or whether they'll try and go for the try, we'll have to wait and see, assuming they do get that penalty. But a lot of pressure all of a sudden on this UJ scrum. That change of front row was a good idea. Yeah, I mean, look at 21 points, 32, 31 points, 34, 90 points, 23. So, I mean, that's 2 losses within 5 points for UJ. So, there's only really Ikes that beat them by more than 10 points. The UJ have been there or thereabout. They're searching for that first victory. I think you can discredit them as a bad side based on those results. It's a huge scrum once again. Penalty advantage coming. There's the penalty. And decision time now. And I don't know how the Maties fix this. They've got their, I mean, UJ, they've got their best props on at the moment. So, I mean, Kalipa and Simonu can come on probably about 20 minutes after the break and try and give a go at a Ty Batongo and Corne Wielbach. But, I mean, Wielbach is a proper player. He's played Currie Cup action. I think he even might have an URC cap to his name. Right, now they had a line of chair that they butchered earlier, and UJ actually went on to score the try. So let's see if they can get it right this time. They go to Matthew Gray in the front of the line-out. They do win it. That's the main thing. But a big shove there from the UJ, desperately trying to prevent them from getting to that try line. And they're going through. I don't know if they're over, though. I think it's short. And now Matongo's going to go over, the big man. It is Matongo, the big lad. He goes over. Marty's had to get back. It'll be frustrating for UJ, but important for Marty's. He knows where the try line is, Matongo. He's scored 3 so far this season. Vernon Matonga, he's in fine try scoring form at this season. He's crossed that whitewash, I think 3 times so far. John Mostert, I tell you what, it's looking good. Yeah, he likes it as well. That's a brilliant kick. And it's an important kick as well. Right, halftime score, 19 points to 22. MATIES trailing UJ. They've just scored a try, so they'll go into halftime with momentum. UJ have looked good, though. And apart from that, they had a yellow card, but they managed it quite well and just scored one of the best tries you'll ever see. So an important halftime chat coming up for the two coaches. We're going to give it a bit of a break. We'll be back very shortly. Please do smash like on the video. Please do subscribe to the channel as well. And I'll see you in a bit.
Hello and welcome, my name is Reese and today I'm going to be speaking to you about one of our channel partners, BITDEFENDER. Forever Sports is proudly supported by BITDEFENDER, one of the global leaders in cybersecurity. Stay safe with the most consistently top-rated antivirus of the last 10 years and counting. To protect yourself from cyber attacks, protect your browsing and personal information, and so much more, get BITDEFENDER. With BITDEFENDER's premium VPN, digital privacy and freedom is as easy as flicking on a light switch. Bank, stream, and download without exposing a single byte of personal information. Unblock your favorite streaming sites and get access to content that you want to watch on up to 10 devices today. Effective, invisible, and amazingly affordable. Use the link in the description to get started. Hello everyone and welcome to Forever Sports. As one of the leading channels in the world providing free coverage of all of your favourite sports, we are asking for your support. Everything that we create at Forever Sports is available for free and always will be. To help us continue delivering high quality content, as well as expanding our coverage, we are asking you to consider supporting the channel by becoming a channel member. As part of the Forever Sports Members Club, you will gain access to select perks, such as exclusive stickers and emojis to use during our watch-alongs and live streams. You will also gain early access to premium content, as well as have your name listed on the channel under channel members. We strive to deliver quality content that is unmatched by other channels, and are always looking to take things up another level. And our members give us the chance to do this. It is thanks to our members and other support that we get from our fans that we are able to deliver campaigns such as the France 2023 on the ground coverage. So if you would like to continue supporting the channel and the free coverage that it provides, be sure to check the link in the description to become a channel. Hello and welcome. My name is Reese, and today...
Right, and we are back for the second half. MATIES trailing UJ 19 points to 22. UJ, by the way, have switched to their black kit, as they do, which is not as bright. And I really like that orange kit. But it's tradition for UJ that they do change their jerseys at halftime. And Bolden Hansen, after a bit of a kicking battle, will go to the boot. Played a big role in one of the most ridiculous tries you will ever see in that first half, by the way. It was just a privilege to even just witness it. So, yeah, I mean, that was just absolutely sensational. And hopefully we see more tries like that in the rest of the Varsity Cup. Because I'll tell you what, if that's the standard, then we're in for a very, very, very cool next few weeks. Because, yeah, I mean, that was just absolutely mental. We've seen it go coast to coast. So line up there, Fulmore. The scrum off for MATIES there. Nice little offload. MATIES on the front foot here. Oh, bit of a break there from David Marais. He's just short. The runners. Proper. Right on the doorstep here, MATIES. David Marais. The man who made the initial break. They're just short here. It'll be the perfect start here for MATIES if they do manage to get over. Just short once again. Low now looking for a hat-trick, actually. And that's looked, I mean, it's really good defense. That's much better defense that from UJ. And in vain, they go over. Who is it? early try, an important try here from Marty. Did it finally here with the replacement hooker. That made a big difference when they came on that replacement front row, and he goes over. That'll be very, very frustrating from a UJ point of view to have had that lead, be looking really solid, and then not be able to sort of capitalize on it. So yeah, but I'll tell you what, it's good work from Marty to have gotten their way back into this game. Got an issue here, so I'm just trying to sort something out. But yeah, that UJ, I'm still just in awe that UJ try. It was just so good. We've seen them go coast to coast before. But Marty's are not panicked. And we saw a good kick from Jean Master in the first half. That's a very good kick for him in the second half. And they take a good lead now early in the second half. Yeah, they go up to 26 points to 22. No, that's the wrong team. Marty's take the lead once again. In fact, I think yeah, once again they did lead earlier. Not the start that UJ would have wanted. The whole point of the change of jerseys, by the way, is supposed to be a whole like fresh mindset, new half type thing. Hasn't quite worked as of yet, but let's see if they yet have a bit of a response in them. Desperately searching for that first victory of the game. To Vet Maria, but there's a knock on there, so there'll be an opportunity here from UJ, although they've really struggled at scrum time. Ever since they made that substitution of the front row, Marty's have definitely got that scrum ascendancy back. Right, so scrum now for UJ, just outside the 22. It's a good position for one. And let's see what they can conjure up here. Do. That's a huge scrum, but they've got the penalty, have UJ. I don't think Mars would be too upset with that because they'll feel they definitely had the dominance. Yeah, Matongo, they're being told that he needs to win the dominance and then go through. Yeah, pretty good. Important work that from now. UJ can go to the corner. Right, so important now, yeah, I think for UJ to try and avoid as many scrums as possible because they just don't have the dominance. They don't have any prospect really. It's a good lineup though, and this is where they've been good with ball in hand. And Pierre Du makes a good take there. They had a pretty good ball in the first half. They are looking to break away. Swart with ball in hand. He's just short. Big counteract now. Big counteract, Gavin Martins, and they might have turned the ball over. They have turned the ball over. Really sloppy that from UJ not being able to get that ball out from the bottom of the ruck. And they'll put a lot of pressure on John Master. Just find a clearance. It's a great clearance from John Master. That really is. I think that's just outside the 22. It's poor from UJ. Should have made that count. Right, here comes the change, and it's number 25, so I think that's Cade Croy that's come on. Looks like he's come on at fly half, but I think that John Master stayed on, so he might move to full back. Maybe a replacement for Mayor Retief. But anyway, it's still inside the 2022 years, UJ, so it's still another opportunity. They'll see if they go to the loading more once again. All looks very similar, exactly the same move once again. Let's see what they can produce this time. He's fuming his sauna, but the ball is there. Good physicality here from MATIES. Now Ndlovu hit hard in the tackle. Now the big man. It's just so bad. Swat with the knock on. Rookie error, really. You're not going to have any sort of momentum if you can't continue making those kind of mistakes. So UJ searching, almost trying too hard, really, to try and find something now, find a bit of a response. And the big thing is you need to remain patient. They've played well so far this evening. They've been in the game throughout. They've led for most of the game. So just back yourself, keep your processes going, and yeah, we're going to run a sub, yeah. So number 20 is going to come on, yeah. So I think that's going to be the end of the game for Apia Du as Scooter comes onto the park. No, it's bad. It's Glada that's gone off. Got a yellow card in that first half. Not that it really made much of a difference in the end. So I think that's actually Blau that's come on to the scrum half. As I say, he's weighing 25, so that's really not helping. It's a proper scrum there for MATIES. Penalty advantage there as well. Gets away to John Masters. He'll go to the boot, but they'll go back for the penalty. I'll take it all back. I thought it was penalty advantage, but it wasn't actually called, I think, in the end by the referee. I think they took it out too early. I think they would have gotten it. So it's actually a UJ line out just outside the 22. So still inside the MATIES territory. The question is, can they make it count? So he was saying stop. I thought he was saying advantage, but he was actually saying stop to Jean Mostert, so fair enough. And Malchus there, I think, was the one who was really putting a lot of pressure on Mostert. And they've collapsed the maul. They have MATIES. I don't know if they've done it legally. Apparently so. Ball available there for Sono. So it's Van Heerden Smith that's come on for Fulmore. So I think that's actually a late change to the squad. Because he wasn't actually in the team list. Oh, yeah, sorry, I lied. He was down there 21. I'm looking at the wrong team. That's probably why. Solid work there from Malchus. So Fulmore off the park. 4 subs on so far for MATIES. And Swart, I think, has knocked it on. No, backwards to the call. No, about to say the call coming from his assistant. Far too many handling errors considering the fact that they're being really, really dominated at scrum time here from UJ. It's going to be a long night. And all the Maroon Machine fans out in the stands there. Good work there for Van Heerden, but left it behind. And now Opportunity for the new skitter to run. Sono now. Eventually goes to Malchus. That's a good pass there to Swart. Comes inside. Eventually is held on the ground. Skuman with a bit of a show and go for himself. Malchus going flat to Diadou. Now Malchus once again goes to Skittu. He finds himself on the wing. Goes it back inside to the try scorer, Tinkham Fairney. Six phases so far, yeah, from UJ. This is better from them from a ball retention point of view. Bolden Hanson's not coming at first receiver. And Topley makes the tackle. Now Malchus throws a big dummy. Almost a bit of space in between. Does get an offload away. Prince of Kabinde, sorry, that's Tinkham Femi. Now he wants to go. Almost sort of hyped himself up, ready to sit there and get going. Battling really hard in that tackle as well. Back in towards the halfway line. Yeah, UJ going for 10 phase. Not really getting much ascendancy. So Malchus, I think, will go to the boot, which I think is the right decision. And I think it's just outside the 22. Well, I think that it was for 22, wasn't on. Anyway. Ball over the top. Ah, jeepers me. Apiro do. That would have been such a big win for him. Ball goes straight over the top and he snatched it and knocked on. That's pretty poor in the end, to be honest. It was such a big opportunity. If he had gotten that, he only had John Mostert ahead of him. And I'll tell you, the size of him, I would have backed him to have done some damage there. Right, on the back of the scrum goes David Marais, the big number 8. 50 minutes so far in the second half been played. Now he goes to Corne Vielbach. MC Van Hever is going to go to the boot. Now he's going to go back to John Mostert, back in the pocket. Malchus fumbles it backwards. Got a bit of time though, inside the 22. Malchus wants to run himself. He puts in the kick in behind. Retief. Van Heeren spots a bit of space on that right-hand side. Prince of Kabinde is going back. And still going, and I think he'll just stab that down. I think we are going to have a strap break. Or we've got a replacement. We've got a sub here. We've got a sub here. So number 22 is coming on here for UJ, which is Finker. So he's on for Tinkham Fairney. He'll come in at the centres there. Yeah, two good players actually. So not a bad replacement for UJ at all. A bit of energy. The restart going into the hands of Van den Hever. And he goes inside to Mayor Retief, who wants to run. Good tackle there from Ndlovu. It's a huge tackle coming on Gray. from UJ. You are still in this, 4 points behind. So his game's still very open. John Mostert. And got up quickly as Swart there, and that's a knock on. In fact, it's been kicked forward. And now there's a bit of a chase on. I'll tell you what. He's eventually gone down there, has Mayor Retief, but that is almost brilliant from Finko, who dabbed it ahead, and then as somebody was about to dive it, just dabbed it ahead once again. I think old Creel, if he had kept going instead of slowed up, he might have actually been able to get there. So it was really, really good work. It'll be a scrum because it's carried back. So it'll be a scrum for UJ. Big attacking opportunity for them. This needs to go in under the hooker's foot and hook to the back really quickly because we know that they've already been struggling at the scrum, have UJ. Right, big scrum, yeah, this is for UJ, important scrum. Big pressure. It's spiraled, and it's been one back here from MATIES, and John Master's looking to try and run it out. He gives it away to his wing. Space now here for... and John Mostert, I tell you what, we saw UJ do it. Can the MATIES repeat it? But just that was a great tackle there by Finker. There's a penalty advantage here for MATIES. They've gone from the 22 to the 22. Now Brendan Fenter, good tackle there from Ndlovu. Another penalty advantage here. Now Topley, big tackle on him, coming from Swart. And I'll go back to the penalty from the offsides of the call.
To the top, Samoa Joe.
Right, and they're going to go to the corner here are MATIES. Right, it was really, really good work from MATIES to go from inside the 22 to the 5-meter line of UJ. And it's a big looking running more. Surely this will be a try. Surely it is. It is. That's a big moment for MATIES. And they do celebrate as they should. Massive moment. Big try in the game with 20 minutes to go. MATIES extend their lead. And it's to Vet Maria. He's deserved that. He's been all over the place so far today. It's a bit of a sucker punch that for UJ, considering that that's such a big opportunity to try and score and get back into that lead. It's a bit Varsity Cup try for the Bet Marais. Seems to be a very wonky pole over there on the Donny Craven there. It doesn't look very straight. John Moss has got 6 seconds left on this kick clock, by the way. 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, I'll tell you what, that would have been close. He's nailed it, though. He's absolutely nailed it. And that's going to be the strap break from the sounds of it. So Mars will go into the strap break 11 points ahead. A big opportunity now for Bits to just regroup a little bit and kind of decide on exactly how they can try and respond and try and hit back. In the meantime, we have a bit of a look at our sponsor, the NPL. We are bringing to you the stream. If you want to check out what you can get from the NPL, you can get 100 Rand off, by the way, of your first order. Check out exactly some of the stuff that they do have for you right now. Right, so strap break, the last opportunity for the UJ coaches to try and spark a comeback, and the last opportunity for Kambamba Fleurs and his management team to convey the message to this Māori side, which do currently lead, but this game still has plenty left to offer us. UJ's 49-42 victory against Māoris Johannesburg last season snapped a 6-game losing streak for UJ against MATIES in the Varsity Cup, so an opportunity for them to get that going once again. UJ have not beaten MATIES at this venue in the Varsity Cup, so this will be a first. So it's in 2011, which is their only Varsity Cup victory at the Dani Craven Stadium. So we'll wait and see whether they can try and spark a comeback here. And they've missed that, and it'll be a turnover ball here, and that's really good work there from Dlamini. So UJ on the front foot, riding. And they've got some big boys on here. Jeepers, tell you what. The reserve prop there, that's a Gaza, I think it is. He's an absolute unit of a man. And Kalipa's on, as is Simonu. So, new front row here for UJ. Holden Hansen, good offload there from Malkas. Now Prince Kapindi runs it straight and true. Sona now to the big man, gets offload and he comes back. And that's good hands, And there is the big man, Simonu. Penalty advantage there for UJ. Penalty for UJ. Slow things down, I think. Can't take the scrum, but could go for the line out here. Jonathan McQuena. So two former players, obviously at the top of the ranks for these teams. Jonathan McQuena, former Lions player, and then Kambamba Fleur, the Cheetahs legend, at the helm of MATIES. They are taking a scrum here, so back in their new front row here, UJ. Not sure it's the right decision, but I suppose we'll have to wait and see. But 5 handling areas apiece, by the way. Handling's not been great tonight. MATIES made 60 tackles to UJ's 52. MATIES missing 12 of those tackles, UJ just 7. So now a big opportunity here from UJ. They go over here and they can get themselves within 4 points. That's a good scrum, though. That's a really good scrum. Nice and solid ball there from UJ. That front row is doing really good work there. Now, what can they conjure up? Malkas wants to go himself. Almost breaks through. The fly off just short. And I tell you what, that is a sensational turnover from Eric Basson. And then Van den Heerden Smith. And then as the beer snake goes past, that is phenomenal from Eric Basson. That is one of the most clutch turnovers you'll ever see. Malkas looking for options. The support was there too late. And he's in such a good position as Eric Basson. Goes straight over that ball. Wins the turnover. And then it's cleared away. Big moment in the game, that, I think. But I think that's actually knocked on for Matthew Gray. So turnover ball here for UJ. Right, what can they conjure up? Skitter flings it out to Malkas. He's got so much pace, doesn't he? Steps inside one, steps inside the other. Ball back aside and it's knocked forward from Martin to go back for the initial knock on. Always looking to try run the ball as Malkas. Always looking to try and conjure up something. The UJ fly. I've been really impressed with what I've seen. Kind of looks, he kind of reminds me a bit of Sanel and the Humber. You know, he's quite small in stature. That scrum, yeah, I was very impressed with that UJ scrum, and that's pushing for the ball for me from MATIES, so there's a free kick. Right, now what can they do?
Long pass out towards Baldwin Hansen. He's going to put the hammer down here. He goes to Swart, who comes inside. So it's Creel, rather. Big carry there from Scooter. Now, Princey Kabindi in the wrong wing there. That's a high tackle attempt at him. Getting away from one. Still goes Princey Kabindi. Now it's a big tackle on him, but there's a penalty advantage here for UJ. Getting a lot of momentum here. Good hands from the tight head there. Malchus. Ball at the top. Is that flat? That looks pretty flat, but it's play honest as the referee. Another penalty advantage here from UJ. I think Martins could be risking a yellow card here. Now Malchus wants to change the angle. He's gone to the cross kick. That's a good take in the end from Ikeji. And I think there's a couple of options here for UJ to decide exactly where they want the penalty. And they'll go to the line, I'm sure. Yeah, I'm not really makes much sense going to the penalty. You know, they're 11 points behind, so that will only get them 8 points behind. So try really what they want. They've gone to the middle of the field. I'm not sure they might look at a scrum. Yeah, I think should go for the line out, really. But Inskabindi, yeah, it's a horrible, horrible tackle attempt from Matongo. Oh my, that is the most ridiculous rugby I've ever seen. They opted not to go for the penalty close to the touchline. They went to the centre of the field. Then he decided to kick it towards the right-hand touchline. He kicked it flat, and it's been intercepted and turned over. And John Mostert will clear. That is ridiculous rugby from UJ. It really is. Now the ball's been allowed to bounce, and that's now going to be Marty's line on the halfway line. I mean, that is just... you don't deserve to win when you do stuff like that. That is ludicrous. Absolutely ludicrous. I cannot believe what I have seen here. He was out, actually. He stepped on the line. That's not going to go down well. I don't know if the TMO can get involved. But he stepped on the line there, actually, did Ikeji. So it should have been it's still ridiculous, really, because they could have had a penalty right by the line, which would have guaranteed that it went out. But, yeah, I think it looked like he stepped out. So UJ could watch that back tomorrow and be quite pissed off with life. But anyway, with 12 and a half minutes to go, the Maroon Machine are currently machining down into UJ territory with a grid rolling more. That's to gain more than 10 meters, and it's still going. Blau is on for Sonal for UJ. That's changed the scrum up. And Topley running a crash ball, which you don't often see. Van Heerden Smith now bringing in a couple of forwards. Skitter trying to get his hands on the ball there. Surely he's going to get rewarded for that. No, in fact, he's going to be penalised. No clear release. Not entirely sure that's that fair. He's got a cut on his face for his efforts there to Skitter. And I think they'll take the 3 points here, Will Marties. They've got the bonus point already. Now they're going for the corner. See, for me, that's just silly. You've got an 11-point lead. Just take the 3 points. Yes, you could run the clock down now, but take 3 points. Get yourself 14 points ahead. Skitter here. Yeah, I mean, he wasn't one of those releases. I think there probably was a release. You'd probably feel pretty aggrieved. Maybe rightly so. Jean Mostert down and receiving a bit of treatment. It's 13 points for Martins against Wits in round 3, where we've got man of the match, Player of the Rocks, which is why he's in the purple shorts. And look at the vibes on the Donny Cravian. Vibes on vibes on vibes, bro. Good to see some youngsters in there as well. Some future Varsity Cup players, hopefully. That's a chance. Lost the line there. So Skitter, who was penalised, comes away with it by the 22. UJ have got 11 minutes to try and mount a comeback. That's a nice big carry there from Semenu. Now Hansen knocks it on. That is dreadful. Turnover ball here for MATIES. Far too many mistakes from the UJ. Far too many mistakes. They could have won this game, I think, actually, if they had just been a bit more disciplined. But to be honest, if they lose it, they can only blame themselves. There's been so many basic errors like that. Can't be knocking a ball on like that inside your 22. Now Brendan Fenton's trying to find a bit of space here. Still the MATIES here, going through the phases. And it's been emerged on the UJ side, but a penalty against them. So it will be a MATIES penalty, and I'll be very surprised that I take 3 points. Another thing quickly, in fact. But not on the mark. So it will be called back. And looking at Pascal Cage there, the weak wing. Good player. Very good player. Can MATIES find another try? They've already got the bonus points, so it's a big win for them. Are they back? That's the big question on everybody's lips. Are they truly back? Go to taste kits off. I know that's gonna be a try. I mean, UJ didn't even bother even trying to defend that. That was far too easy. Far too easy. I think there's some afters here as well. That was ridiculously easy. I mean, jeepers. UJ, do you want to even just try next time, mates? I mean, it just doesn't even begin to stop. They just walked over it. There's a replacement, by the way, here. So I think this is Kate Croy. He's just come on. Or was it Van Heden Smith? I think actually is taking it now. He does pull it to the left. I think it's Davet Marais once again. He's been... yeah, it's just so good. Davet Marais, the one who scored the try, by the way. And the number 8. He's been good tonight. Now number 2 there, so Swart will be replaced. No, in fact, I don't think it's number 2. I think it's... Is it number 2? I thought Khalipa was already on, so... No, it wasn't. There's Khalipa's on now. Yeah, they've won it back off the kickoff there as UJ. That's really good work. I think Prince Nkabindi's come away with it. Penalty now for UJ. And I take it quickly. And there he goes. This just come on here as Khalipa. That's a dreadful pass. And does anyone want to get involved here? Bolden Hansen eventually gets going. That's Blau on, by the way. Well, it's a big hit from Mostert. Bounces off the player. UJ still with ball possession. And now that's Finker. Big carry now from the number 19. It's Malefe. He's just come on as well for UJ. Come back on the angle. There goes Prince Nkabindi. Now he wants to go to Lamini. Bolden Hansen sitting at first receiver, but I think the 2 props are going to carry up first. Sasko Dlovo picks up the ball off the ground. Can be a bit loose there. Now Currie comes involved to get scrum off and goes to Kalipa. Keeping it quite tight at the moment, are UJ. Now goes to Bolden Hansen. Hansen makes a few yards. Good hands there. Runs the shoot. Oh, Cheetahs. Look at that. That's a big hit coming from Sim and you. Now Skitters. It's good work here from UJ. Inside ball. He's been hammered in the tackle. There's Creel. He's still keeping it tight here. This time it's Van Buren. Back is the call. Knock on is the call. So it's a turnover ball here for MATIES. That was probably it for UJ. Now on the right hand side, they go over to space here. They might look to run this. Eventually goes to the boot here. Does Ryan Manuel. Having to go all the way because Currie. With no support either. Currie, he's been caught on it and he's completely isolated here as well. And it's come loose. And not been able to be picked up. Eventually picked up by Prince Nkabindi, but knocked on from UJ. Yeah, MATIES, every single time they've been under pressure, they managed to create something, managed to make something happen. There's a penalty now for MATIES. I'm not sure what. I think it could be the altercation between Vince Nkabindi and Akeji. So Mpofu on for Nell. Scored a brace. Good work from him. And Basson off and Poswa on. With 5 minutes left on the clock. A bit of a so Croy is on for a Retief as well. So a couple of changes. All the bench is being unloaded now with 5 minutes to go. Big scrum there for MATIES. Penalty advantage here. Van Heerden Smith goes on the right hand side. Brendan Fenter with ball in hand. Gets the offload away. First touch of the ball there for Fortune and Porfu. Now Mostert going to Poswa. Zuko Poswa. Penalty advantage once again. John Mostert. Now Topley looking for options. Wants to go himself as Topley. Aiden Topley into the 22. Aiden Smith and that's Willem van den Heer who runs it hard. And ball available now for MATIES. They're on the left-hand side there. Driven back though. Good defense there for UJ. Advantage for the scrum is over. So an advantage for MATIES, but they're just short. They need to recycle that. That's just short. I don't know how they're so short here. Now Matongo, the big man. He's just short. No, he's not. No, he's not. Of course he's not. Matongo knows how to score a try. And he's got another one. Look at the celebration. Matongo, you can see what it means to him there. The big celebration. Choo-choo. Everybody on the Matongo hype train. Yeah, Vernon Matongo. It's a 6th Varsity Cup try. What a lad. Bah! Look at the power. Bang, yeah, and he's just not stopping him from that range. He's just too powerful. Loves the try, loves the celebration. They come hand in hand, do those. And now the kick coming from Van Heerden Smith is good this time. So 45 points, 22. And all of a sudden, this has actually become a bit of a drubbing for UJ, considering they were in for a long time. It's frustrating from them. Could have gotten more out of this game, you feel. But just haven't really pitched up. It's a bit like the Wits game, really, where they just didn't pitch up in the second half. And you'd think the team's training at altitude would, fitness-wise, be able to cope a lot better coming down to the coast. And then it's a mistake of the kickoff and they kicked it dead. So that really sort of sums things up, doesn't it? Not a good day at the office here for UJ. It looked pretty good, but they were remain winless. The selfies are out. Videos going out to the mates. Less than 2 minutes left on the clock. It is a scrum for Martin on the halfway line. Oh, almost the try for the intercept. Now, Keji's going to have a run in here. Oh, inside, outside, inside, outside. Keji into the corner. He loves it. He absolutely loves it. And fair enough. And that should be the game, really. 1.5 minutes. Maybe enough time for kickoff, actually, because I think it'll be, what's it, 60 or 90 seconds since, I think it's 60 seconds since the try gets scored. But bang, inside, outside. Absolutely dust, Corey. Yeah, he's barely played for Western Province, and I'll tell you what, we could be seeing a lot more of Ikeji, yeah. Pascal and KG, remember the name. "21 years old. As I said, played Currie Cup for Western Province, had a long-term injury, and it's a great kick as well. So 52 points to 22. I mean, that is literally the same scoreline, by the way, as my earlier game. This is like, no, I think it was 51. Very, very weird, though. Very weird. What are the chances? No, if it could be 55, as I said. I could be getting this completely wrong. But it's around there. Bits are definitely at 22, so it's all a little bit similar. Last minute of the game now. Now, Martin one more. 30 seconds left, and the Creel came out early off his line, and that was what gave Pascal Keji the chance to score. And now he's done it again. Kicks back inside. And Martins have won it again. And this time they've thrown it back into the hands of UJ with 10 seconds left on the clock. Bolden Hansen wants to keep things alive. Can UJ at least have the last laugh? Inside goes, and he's lost it forward. And then the UJ, Martin's lost it forward. That'll be it. No, never mind. It wasn't a knock-on from UJ, apparently. And I'll tell you what, it's quite a good little kick there from Blau. And that's very forward. That'll be the game, right, ladies and gentlemen. 54 points to 22, by the way, because it was a 9-point try. So 54 points, 22 is the final score down in Stellenbosch. What a result that is for the home side. The Maroon Machine finished their final home game of the season, potentially the final home game of the season, their home final home pool game, with a 54-22 victory over UJ. That's an absolute massive result for them. Combined Applause looks a bit happy about life, and yeah, they'll move on. Let me know what you think of the game down in the comments below. Smash like on the video as they go. Subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys all next week.